Zach, since the last time I charged my Hyundai Ioniq 5, I've driven about 18 miles, and my car says that I've averaged 4.5 miles per kilowatt hour. And you know what that means? That's 151 miles per gallon equivalent.
That's
great,
good.
right? Yeah, that's pretty damn good. I'm saving money on fuel, but you know what? All that money I've saved on fuel in the past 6 months is tied up in how much extra I spent to buy the damn car.
Yeah.
EVs are not cheap, Zach.
Not cheap is kind of an understatement. Average transaction price last month north of $66,000. Last time I checked, prices are also going up. I think that's what we're going to talk about here today.
Yes, indeed. We've had news from a number of automakers, especially the beloved legacy automakers who happen to be jacking up their prices just in time for revised EV incentives. Zach, I don't know if you heard that Ford has decided to just coincidentally raise the prices of the Mustang Mach-E just in time for the revised tax credit to hit. It looks like one of the most popular EVs in America is going up by $3,000 to $8,000, and that's just after we learned about price increases with the F-150 Lightning, the Hummer if you can afford it, and a whole host of other EVs. What's your take on the way that EV prices are just kind of running away from us?
I think you're seeing the foreshadowing of what's about to happen. We have a $7,500 tax credit, of which most vehicles will only account for the $3,750 that they'll be able to get. You're going to see EV prices go up even more because they have now this tax incentive. Essentially, us, the taxpayers, the government, we're subsidizing that $7,500, and it's just going to go to the pockets of Ford and Rivian and General Motors, etc. The Ford Mustang Mach-E is the first domino, I think, to fall, and we'll see more in the near future.
Yeah, and tragically, we're also seeing the elimination of one of the most affordable new electric vehicles that has been on the market for over a decade now, the Nissan Leaf. Sure, it charges pretty slow. It gets up to about 150-ish miles on a charge, maybe 200 if you get the extended range option. But it's going to be gone by the end of 2023, according to Nissan. This is not good at a time where you've got automakers saying that they want to go 100% electric by 2035 or in some cases 2030. You can't go 100% electric if all of your electric options start at over $50,000. That's just not a recipe for success.
Then you have, with rising MSRPs and also additional dealer markups and all that fun stuff, used EV prices are also going to be through the roof. So, same with hybrids and whatnot as well. But I think it's on both ends of the spectrum. Literally, prices are up both as used vehicles and as new vehicles. The fact that you, and I hate to always put you on this pedestal, but you did a damn good job. The fact that you got your Ioniq 5 earlier this year, pre new tax incentives at MSRP is just like the steal of the year, because used they're selling for more than MSRP. Next year their prices are going to, I mean, unless they already gone up, they're likely to go up, they'll go up.
Yeah, even the wonderful Ioniq 5, Kia EV6, right now it's estimates, but most sources are estimating that prices for the 2023 model will go up between $1,000 and $2,000 for those two popular EVs, and that's without any expected range increase. Charging's already fast, so you're not getting an improvement there. Basically, you're not getting anything extra for the more money that consumers are paying.
Yeah, seriously. And let's put some context here on the used car side. Data comes from IC Cars. Nissan Leaf and Chevy Bolt. A used Leaf now sells for an average of $28,787, Justin. A 45% increase year over year. The Bolt, with its storied history, they're selling at $28,291 on the used car market, up nearly 30%, 29.3% year over year. This honestly puts into question also the used EV tax credit, but we've done other videos on that, so we won't dig into it right this moment. But there you go, Justin. On the new car side, you're going to see MSRPs go up because, wait, why not? There's now a tax incentive to help encourage people to buy it. And on the used car side, because MSRPs are going up and the demand is still there, we're going to see used EV prices go up too. It makes some of the news headlines you see about going all EV sooner rather than later, it makes it really challenging to imagine that happens when most people can't afford cars at these price points.
Want to know who the good dealer is in your neighborhood? Go to joinyaa.com and check out our crowdsourced dealer reviews. All of our community members coming together to help one another.
Interestingly enough, some automakers have been talking about, they have not been walking the talk or talking. What's that saying, Zach? Walk the talk, talk the walk. I don't know. They have not been following through on their promises. That's what I want to say. Because we've had GM's CEO Mary Barra saying for a year or two now that they're going to bring affordable EVs to market, right?
Yep.
We have not seen that yet. And I am a big proponent of the hopeful future that should be brought about by the Equinox EV. The Blazer EV, it's going to be cool, but it's not going to be affordable. But GM themselves, they said the Equinox EV is coming to market for $30,000. That's what they said. And then they spilled the beans that they're having a fleet variant, and you and I know that a fleet variant is going to start at the lowest price point. It's going to be bare bones. Now I'm just hoping that we can get a great Ultium-powered Equinox EV for $40,000. So how far are they going to keep moving the goalposts? That's something we're going to have to keep our eye on in 2022 and moving into 2023.
Are we missing any other very significant price increases that we've already heard? I mean, we didn't mention the fact that Rivian removed their base level trim, and so essentially that's what, a $8,000 price increase to get to the next trim level. So that's another example.
Well, that's a great example, but also let's talk about the F-150 Lightning real quick, because Ford had over 200,000 pre-orders, and assuming most of those got converted into official orders, the F-150 Lightning recently had prices rise between $6,000 to $8,000. That's a huge jump if you're if you think about percentages. Let's say you wanted an F-150 Lightning Pro. It was supposed to start at around $40,000. Which is awesome. I mean, once again, I think that's going to be the fleet truck. But still, $40,000. If you're throwing $6,000 on top of that, I mean, this starts to affect the math that a lot of consumers are going to have to do when they think about whether or not it's worth it to go electric.
This ends up making companies like Toyota, who are really bullish on the hybrid powertrain. I know we've talked about them in videos in the past, but Toyota could be the big winner here when they've gone more all in on hybrid powertrains and can ultimately drive lower prices for their vehicles. Now, that being said, Toyota's prices have also gone up significantly. Watch our video over on the YAA channel. They've got their own struggles and challenges regardless. So it is interesting to see the different strategies unfold right before us, but we're seeing price increases regardless if they're internal combustion engine vehicles or EVs.
Yeah, and two things just came to mind that I think we got to cover in this video. Tesla, all right, elephant in the room, and battery supplies. I'm starting to think, as we're talking about this right now, Zach, let's say automakers have signed their contracts through 2025 for battery allocations, which Ford itself has said that's what they've got. They've got batteries committed through 2025. They're going to have to start to do some numbers with their own calculators and say, hey, are we going to start just raising these prices because batteries are more expensive, because the raw materials that go into the batteries are so expensive? We're just going to keep raising prices? Or are they going to start to produce lower range vehicles, maybe slightly lower? Let's say 250 instead of 280, mileage. Are they going to start making those types of hard decisions to try to keep prices lower and not turn away their consumers? I don't know. This is just an interesting thought experiment that I'm going to have to look deeper into, because I think that is not out of the realm of possibilities. Lower mileage, lower range EVs for basically the same price point. You're not getting a good deal, but I don't know. Something to consider. And then Tesla.
Yeah.
Tesla has risen prices by over 25% at this point since mid-2020, especially for top-selling models like the Model 3 and the Model Y. The ball's in their court. They are still the leading producer in sales. They still lead sales of EVs in the United States. 66% of EV sales last quarter were Tesla EVs. Are they going to keep their prices the same, take advantage of their popularity and wonderful supercharger network and raise prices? Or are they going to just buck the trend completely? And here's what I still think they could do, Zach, and
What's
I know
that?
you disagree with me, but I think Tesla could just come around and lower prices by something small, $500, $1,000, just to say, screw you to the rest of the industry that's going in the opposite direction. I don't know. I hope I'm right, but I could be wrong.
Okay, Elon Musk in charge over there. I could see it maybe being like $420. Like that feels
Yes,
more
something like
more-
that.
Like I'd put my money on
690.
420 instead. Yeah, exactly. Instead of 500. That being said, Justin, I don't see it happening any day soon. I think EV prices are going to keep going up.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll stay on top of the latest for you guys.